So, daylight. And we continue mining. And white, since due to his proficiency in hauling that I've given him, will haul that all of it to the nice stockpile I have there. Ah, come on. How much is he hauling? 75, okay, that's normal. What do you have to do? Oh, right, eat. So it goes so much faster once I actually have something operating. And that's it. Mine fast. And it's raining. Fantastic. This won't really cause me a problem since I don't have any major electrical systems in present use, but the future can be a pain. So now that we presently have our power source, we can start to move on to other more important projects, such as building a meal hall. But before I do that, I want the front of my base to be right parallel to the generator so I can defend it in the case of an attack. And we'll get to that pretty soon, actually, I would suppose. The reason I'm using walls is because if power conduits are left outside, those are basically wires in layman's terms. But if power conduits are left outside, even worse, if batteries are left outside, then they have a very bad tendency to short circuit in rain. So any kind of damage like that we want to avoid. So anywhere outside, I'm going to be covering in walls. If we start working inside, we'll start using power conduits in order to carry power to the indoor locations, and later move to walls for the indoor locations as well, because I believe that they prefer walls over just having wires laying everywhere. Or rather, just having a dirt wall. It's a little bit more expensive on resources, but we have a little bit of a surplus at this point. I just want to get them inside and have a close, nearby, and convenient food source. And they hate raw food, apparently. Yes, they would rather have their food mashed into a paste. In the future, apparently there's going to be cooking, and they won't get as unhappy. Paste still gives them a -8 multiplier, where paste actually gives them... No, paste gives them a -8 modifier, where raw food gives them a -12. This will be your Bible for the entire duration. Because if the loyalty gets below their mental break threshold of 10%, then they'll do one of three things. Number one, and probably the least pleasant, is they will go on a murderous rampage. Second, not nearly as unpleasant, but still rather unpleasant, they will leave the colony and you will be left to fend for yourself. With fewer people, and believe me, people is very difficult to get inside this. The third, and not the worst, but still actually probably the best case scenario, is they'll give up and just sort of wander around. You'll have to turn them into a prisoner for a while in order to get control of them again. But that's how it's going to work. Now, you see how this isn't complete? That is because we need a support here in order to complete the roof to the center, or also a cave in. So we're just going to get in here and put a single wall in order to support this. And hopefully that will complete this. The light shining through is because this roof isn't actually complete. But I'm gonna... No, you will not sleep. You will prioritize constructing this wall. And now we're done. So now that's covered in. So I've added the support. Jump to location. There it is. And now that that's done, it sends too. That's a bug, I guess. So now that we have this in, they also don't like the dark, so we're going to put some lights in place. If they're left in the dark, they can get irritable. So we're just going to put in a few lights so they feel safe in the dark. So now that we have that in place, we can start building some important structures. Now, one of the things you're going to want to do is change the inside structure of what it's going to look like. There's smooth stone, concrete, metal tile, and paved tile. Paved tile, they do not like. Concrete tile, they do not like. However, they do like metal tile, and they do like smooth stone. Since we can't use smooth stone here because we're not on a stone surface, we can't smooth out that stone. So instead, we're going to be using metal tile. Now, the difference between metal tile and metal tile and smooth stone is smooth stone, in the case of stone, does not require any sort of resources in order to change it. You just need the people that are willing to start to work with it. But one of the things that I've always had problems with is when laying down any sort of tile, since I like to put things in corners, they have to be able to reach that. The problem with the nutrient paste dispenser is they cannot reach in behind the back there. So these things will never be completed. So if I wanted to complete that, I would have to either remove a wall or sell the nutrient paste dispenser and then rebuild it. Since I don't want to go through that, we're going to actually first put in a little bit of metal tile where that's going to be, so when I actually start to finish that location, I won't have to worry about removing anything in order to beautify the location. So we'll just let them sleep through the day. So now that I have that in place, they're going to actually start placing the lights for me, which will make this a little bit more pleasant. We'll also put up our nutrient paste dispenser so they don't have to walk all the way out to the middle of nowhere in order to get their food, or all the way out of the base in order to get their food. In addition to that, we're also going to have somewhere for them to eat. So we'll give them a table. And we'll give them 3 chairs in order to sit in and hopefully enjoy their meal. We'll give them an extra one because it looks unsymmetrical then. And I have plenty of resources actually. They'll start to diminish pretty quickly though. Luckily, since I'm building in, I don't need to worry as much about resources. I will have to worry about it though.